Today we're going to import the sketch we drew yesterday into our Procreate stack. So the first thing you want to do is open up your stack. And then once you've opened your stack, you're going to go to the plus sign and you're going to choose screen size. And we're going to go ahead and shrink that a little bit. And I'm going to turn it right there to where it is landscape. The next step is we have to get our sketch from our sketch pad to here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the wrench and we're going to click on add, and then we're going to insert a photo. And so that should bring up your photo gallery and your picture should be there. So you're going to tap on your picture. And right now mine is turned opposite of what it needs to be. It needs to be flipped. So I'm going to flip it around. And then I'm going to enlarge it so that I don't see any of the spirals from my notebook or my sketchbook. And then everything is kind of lined up. So let's see, did that just go bye-bye? Okay, so if that happens to you, just go back and go ahead and add the photo again. All right. And I'm just going to stretch it out to where I don't see the spirals. That looks good. And now I'm going to touch the arrow here to unselect everything. Okay, so the first thing you want to do before we actually start tracing, and I know you're having a hard time seeing it because of the lighting on here, you do not want to draw on the insert. So if I come here, that insert drawing is on layer 1. You do not want to draw on that layer. So you want to add a layer. So click the plus sign to start a new layer, and that's going to be your drawing layer. Now you can label this if you want. You can rename it, and you can type in drawing, if that'll help you. Drawing layer, because we never want to add color to the drawing layer. And when we need to make changes to our drawing, we always do it on the drawing layer. So you can do that. And so now when I go back, it says drawing layer. So I know when I'm on this one, this is where all the drawing takes place. I do not add color on this layer. And I definitely do not draw on layer 1. That is our picture insert. So I'm going to make sure that I'm on this drawing layer. Now, when I draw, I'm going to be using the monoline brush, okay, which is in calligraphy, monoline, and my brush is set at 10%. So I'm going to set that at 10. Okay, and then I'm going to go in and make sure I'm on that drawing layer and start tracing. Now, when you do this, anytime that you're drawing, you want to make sure you close your lines. If you do not, when we add color, it's going to flood the whole thing. The other thing you want to pay attention to is overlap. So I'll do overlap right here. So as you can see, I have this extra line there. I'm going to take that and take my eraser. I may need to make my eraser smaller, so I come over here to make it smaller. And then clean up any of the overlap. So that's the extra stuff hanging out. Then go back to my pencil and just continue drawing and making sure that all of my lines touch, that they close the shapes. Okay, and then I'm going to do my circle here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm drawing the circle. I'm not picking up my pencil at all. I'm holding it, and it turns into a circle, and then I'm going to tap it with my finger, hold down, and then I'm going to lift the pencil and my finger at the same time. And then that way it stays that perfect circle. So as you can see, I've gone off the page here on my cloud. I'm going to start off the page and draw my cloud. And then go off the page to make sure that that shape is closed. And I'm going to go through each one, making sure that every line is touching which means it is a closed shape. So when I color drop, it will work. And now I'm going to go through and just, and notice I'm turning to make it comfortable for my hand. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to continue drawing my birds and my landscape and all of my characteristics. Now, as I'm drawing, I need to remind you that if you make a mistake, it's 2 taps to undo. You also have the undo and the redo here on this side here, but to undo it's 2 fingers, to redo it's 3 fingers. So if I wanted to bring that line back, I would touch with 3 fingers and it would bring it back, but 2 fingers is going to get rid of it. So basically, the other thing too is if your drawing is too dark, like your sketch part is too dark, you can go to the N. So you go here to your sketch, touch the N, and then you can lower the opacity to where you don't see the drawing as much. Make sure to go back to your drawing layer and continue drawing. Okay. Got some cleanup I need to do there. Go back to my pencil. Got a little wing. And for his tail, I'm going to add some little curved lines. Got a little foot here. He's got a little foot there. And then that leaves me with my W. Kind of connects to that E. And I want to make sure that those lines are touching, because if they're not, then color drop is going to be a hard problem. Okay, and I'm going to clean that up. Okay, so the last step is for me to finish my background. So I'm going to go in and draw, making sure that these lines are connecting and touching. And going all the way off the page. Okay, you've got to go all the way off, making sure it touches. Because when it touches, it creates a shape. Now watch it. I'm going to go all the way off the page. So I drug my pencil completely off. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and make sure these are touching. And that it's touching here, here, even between my letters there. Okay. Touch there. Make sure it's touching. And drag it across. Making sure it's touching that W and going all the way off the page. And I'm going off the page here. Okay, so this is completed work for today. So you want to make sure that everything's drawn out. And you can check everything by going to layer 1 and turning that off. So get rid of the sketch. So then you can go in and look and make sure that all your lines are touching and clean up any areas that you need to clean up. And then that will be it for today. So you want to go to your wrench up here at the top, touch the wrench, share as a Procreate, because we're still working on the project. And you're going to save it to your Google Drive like we've done in the past.